the way we approached the marketing at Cybernetic, if I have to break it down, I think we've been taking it in phases.
Okay.
So I joined the company to start the marketing department.
Okay.
Let's say our competitors are not looking at, and we started approaching those, or rather addressing those gaps. And that started working, a lot of channel partner development, engaging with your suppliers. For us has been 360 campaigns with the right focus on the right channel. And one of our engineers, and they love solving complex challenges. And then comes me, a non-engineer. I don't understand half the terms that they speak
Yeah.
in the company.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Icons Behind Brands. I'm your host, Devleena, welcoming you once again for an exciting episode of Icons Behind Brand today. Meet Mr. Kunal, marketing head at Cybernetik, with an MBA from the Indian School of Business, ISB. Kunal brings over 9 years of strategic expertise in digital marketing and technology. A very warm welcome to you, Kunal, on Icons Behind Brands.
Thank you so much, Devleena. I'm very excited to be here and talk deeper about marketing and my journey.
Walk me through your journey in marketing and highlighting the key milestones and experiences that have shaped your career so far. So that would be really great to start from.
Absolutely, Devleena. Yes. So I actually started my career back in 2012 when
Mm-hmm.
I graduated from college, and I joined a company called Media.net. It is owned
Okay.
by the Direct Eye Group.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the fortune of working in the online advertising space back in the time when it was just starting to pick up as an industry.
Oh,
So advertisers were starting to explore digital paid
mhm.
advertising, and
Okay.
so I really got to see it from its infancy
Mhm.
and see what the industry has transformed to today. Like, I remember running my first few campaigns on the Google ad platform and the Facebook ad platform, where they had literally 5 options to choose from to run
Okay.
a campaign.
And this is which year,
Today,
Kunal?
2012, 2013,
Oh,
2014,
oh, very
that
long back.
from there, I actually spent a little time in a few tech startups. I went to an ed tech company. I then went to an exhibition technology company. These were particularly good because it gave me a really good exposure to technology when I went to a real estate company. And at the real estate company is when I think I had adopted the entire gamut of marketing. I was not just focusing on social media or just one aspect of marketing. We had to do 360 campaigns. From there, I did the MBA program, and eventually I joined Cybernetic, where I work today as the head of marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel all of these previous jobs has just been preparing me for this role,
Oh,
because
yes.
journey with Cybernetic has also been really, really fun. I got to learn so many new things, and I'm looking at a global audience here. So that has been a huge milestone for me. Like
Nice.
I feel like at every stage I've gone up, like, from real estate to now, like I'm the global head of marketing at Cybernetic. And coming to your question, you said the key milestone. I think the MBA program was that for me.
Okay.
I know a lot of people have views about an MBA, but I feel like I also used to think the same way.
Okay.
I used to think that, I know everything about marketing. What more can I learn?
Okay.
And the ISB MBA just proved me wrong. It
Oh.
really, like, the learning was outstanding.
When you have started this digital marketing journey, it's way long back, I mean, from today. How was the change, like the change you have witnessed from then to now, how it's been, and what are your perspective towards it?
Good question. I think in the initial stages, the changes were very welcome,
Mhm.
because those were all things we needed. You know, so when there was a time when we were running mobile ad campaigns, app install campaigns, and we wanted to you always knew which source of or which campaign is giving you how many downloads, but then you want to go a step further and you want to know, okay, I want to know which campaign actually is giving me now more active users who are transacting. You
Mm-hmm.
can't tie that back to your campaign, or you couldn't rather in the past, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then came these attribution-based softwares and programs, and they allow you to do that seamlessly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think all the real-world problems that marketers faced were slowly being addressed by either platforms or by third-party companies that
Okay.
integrate with these ad platforms. So most of those changes were very welcome. It was very challenging to always obviously keep up with these technologies.
Yeah.
So you always have to be, you just have to be curious. You need to ask, like,
How has the landscape of industrial automation that has changed in the recent years, and how does Cybernetic that adapt its marketing strategies which aligns to these changes?
that is a good question again. I'm going to give you like a two-line brief about Cybernetic, just so the listeners also know exactly what we do. So
Right.
Cybernetic, essentially, we just help manufacturing companies automate their manufacturing using robotics.
Mm-hmm.
So picture chocolate manufacturing company, we would come in and build a complete manufacturing line for them, right from the entry of raw material to the final packaged product being sent out.
Okay.
And this is across a few industries like food, pharma, chemical, automotive, wind energy, etc.
Super.
Now, the technology advancements
Mm-hmm.
again tie back to consumers, right? It is always going to tie back to consumer demand. We as consumers today, what do we want? We want better quality products, right? You want innovative products. If
Yeah.
you buy something, you want the brand to take your feedback, improve the product, come back with a version 2.0, and you will actually go and spend money and buy the version 2.0 as well.
Yeah.
You want products with better packaging. You want products that are made with sustainable materials. How is all of this possible? Right? The onus is on the manufacturers to do all of this. And
Okay.
so they have to be, we talk about tech startups
Mm-hmm.
proudly saying we are agile, we are flexible. I mean,
Correct.
technology, if you are a tech company, by
Mhm.
default, you are agile. That is the
Yeah.
whole
Oh yeah.
advantage of a tech company. But
Mm-hmm.
imagine a manufacturer wanting to be agile,
Oh yeah.
right? That is difficult. And that is where I think industrial automation is playing a major role. And
Okay.
this industry is I think benefiting even more from the change in the consumer demand and the change in their consuming patterns. And the way we approach it from marketing, this while it's great for business, it's actually a huge challenge in marketing.
Mm-hmm.
Our customer base is like fragmented around the world.
Mm-hmm.
To build very effective regional campaigns in certain geographies. There are sensitivities with language, the way you translate, the way you communicate, the terms that are used. The way we approached the marketing at Cybernetic, if I have to break it down, I think we've been taking it in phases.
Okay.
So I joined the company to start the marketing department,
Okay.
which did not exist before. So when I joined, obviously the first few things I had to take care of was just the hygiene, right? You need good
Okay.
website, good SEO, good content, get a blogs or case studies. You just make sure everything is set up, the social media handles, and that was essentially phase one.
Okay.
Once we crossed the first phase and we got into the second phase, that's when we really started getting into strategic marketing, account based marketing. We started to identify gaps in markets that, let's say our competitors are not looking at, and we started approaching those, or rather addressing those gaps. And that started working, a lot of channel partner development, engaging with your suppliers. So all of these things is what the marketing department, our department also started to grow by then. So these were some of the things we started to do. And now I think we're entering phase three
Mm.
of marketing at Cybernetic, where we're forming like divisions internally. There will be dedicated teams, dedicated marketing teams for the divisions.
So, what are the typical marketing strategies you follow to, if you have to give a suggestion, like what would be your suggestion for industry like this?
For us has been 360-degree campaigns, 360 campaigns with the right focus on the right channel, right? So the digital channel should be used to create awareness. It should be used to maybe make your target audiences familiar with your brand, to just hear about who Cybernetic is, what they
Mm-hmm.
do, what they've done, and just meet prospects, see all of that, and then the actual meeting and everything will happen during a trade show, during an event, at an expo, right? But when you fuel your traditional marketing with a digital push, it
Mm-hmm.
just make puts you ahead of.
So, given the technical nature of this industrial automation solutions, here, how does the marketing team communicate complex concepts to a diverse audience of these potential clients?
One of them are engineers, and they love solving complex challenges,
Mhm.
and then comes me, a non-engineer. I don't understand half the terms that they speak
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
company. But how it worked for us is the fact that we hired a few technical content writers in the marketing team. That
Okay.
was in the trump card for us, because they were the layer one in understanding, in taking technology and understanding things from the ground, and translating it at least one level into what we as the marketing team can then further use to craft campaigns. So that was one very important thing. We also have established cross-functional teams within the company. So we have marketing, sales, design, engineering, manufacturing, project management. All of them come together and discuss and like plan effect, like just plan for the future. And it helps us to have point of contacts in every department.
Yeah.
So that's why we had to take all of that technical content and convert it, translate it into relatable content. When I say relatable content, it is relatable communication for the different stakeholders within a company.
So, over the years, how have you seen the marketing landscape evolving, especially at the side of tech and trends? And are there any particular trends or shifts that has stand out for you?
Yeah, I think the marketing landscape has evolved massively over the last few years, and I think the many trends stand out, but I think the one trend that has been standing out a bit too much of late is making your paid ads look more and more organic.
Okay.
And I
Mhm.
think we've seen examples of that in some of the recent front page newspaper ads. You're
Yes.
seeing examples of that in a lot of social media campaigns where
Mhm.
people are using social medias to start a conversation, and once the conversation starts, it picks up, it goes viral, and then the brand play comes in later. So we are
Yeah,
seeing these different trends, and it's interesting. I think it's quite nice that all of this is happening. People are finding new ways to capture people's attention, because
mm,
let's face it, today we are seeing an ad, I think, every 5 seconds.
yeah, yeah,
The minute I look away, I open my phone. If I open my email, there's an ad. If you open Instagram, there's an ad. You go on Facebook, there's an ad. You start your go on YouTube, or you're watching Netflix, there is somewhere or the other you're seeing some ad.
yeah.
And it's become even harder to capture somebody's attention.
That's very
So
true.
yeah, so I think that is where marketing is just evolving more and more, is that how it's always going to come down to how do you capture the person's attention? How do you, when somebody's scrolling on their phone, how do you make thumb stopping content, right? Because that's what you're doing. New concepts, the CGI, we're
Hmm.
using CGI in marketing.
Yeah.
We are seeing people use the metaverse.
With the growing importance of online presence, how do you approach the integration of paid advertising into overall marketing strategies?
Great. So in my opinion, paid advertising is something that should only fuel or solve a short-term marketing problem. Uh,
Mhm.
in the long run, you have to build a brand. A lot of e-commerce companies, a lot of founders, they justify by saying that, oh, my cost per acquisition is lower than my contribution margin, so this is going to be a sustainable marketing campaign. But that the huge assumption here is that your cost per acquisition, you assume, is not going to change. It is going to change.
Mhm.
Right? We've seen cost per clicks, cost per acquisition, everything, cost per lead, all of these metrics, the price is just increasing. There is more and more people advertising. And so that formula is not going to remain the same forever.
Okay. So with this, Kunal, now we are moving towards a section called rapid fire round. This is a fun section, and here, the rules are you need to answer the questions in either one word or as minimum word as possible, and this allows our viewers and listeners to know you as a person a little more. Okay. So we are
Amazing.
good to start.
Absolutely.
Super. So, Kunal, what has been your favorite age so far?
Favorite age has been, I think, 22. When the first few salaries come, like that just hits different.
Oh, what is your favorite work memory?
Favorite work memory would be, I think, among in my first job, and it was just those times when you're just sitting around and your biggest problem in life was, who has the AC remote? Why is this room so cold? It was such a carefree time. It was just, I think those
Oh,
memories are the ones I cherish right now.
wow.
Just the pranks we used to play. When it was office was not always about work. It was about also having a lot of fun.
What has changed the most since you have started working here?
I think Cybernetic has really given me the exposure to, or rather, shown me the importance of understanding financial statements. As a marketer, most people will run away from this, but I've
Mhm.
realized you have to just embrace the numbers. You have to embrace the financial uh, the part of things, the financial part of the business, and get into P&Ls and your business to understand that marketing is just not a line item in the income statement. It is something that drives the top line and the bottom line.
True. What advice would you give an employee on their first day of work?
When you join a new company, just take the time to meet and talk to as many people as you can in the initial days from every department, not just your own department.
If you could not work in this industry, what profession would you pursue?
I think I have a newfound passion for making cocktails, so I would maybe look
Oh,
at mixology and bartending as a profession. I would like to know your answer to this question too.
for me,
Yeah.
so I would be a yoga trainer. I
Really?
Yeah. So that is something which I love. And trust me, today, this morning, I thought the same thing. I was practicing my morning yoga and I was enjoying that so much. I was like, oh my God, I really want to do this all my life. When are you most productive?
I feel I am most productive after I come back from a holiday. You think you're just fresh and you have new ideas and you want to just get to work and start doing it. And I know I make the most of my 8, 9 hours of work that I do in that day, and I'm not wasting a single minute.
What would you change about yourself if given a chance?
I think I would have liked to have traveled a little bit more in the early days. I've started traveling a lot now for work
Okay.
and for personal
Okay.
holidays as well, but I wish I would have done more of it earlier.
Super. What advice would you like to give to your younger self?
To my younger self, get more involved with other aspects of running a business.
We are out of the rapid fire round with this. And before we wind up this conversation, I want you to talk for our aspiring marketing professionals. So, what is your advice for any aspiring marketing professional, Kunal?
Learn everything,
Okay.
right? Learn SEO, learn what it takes to do video marketing, learn content marketing, learn your social media, your digital media, to Facebook, to Google. Don't specialize in anything.
Mhm.
Be a generalist, because generalists are the ones who will thrive in the future.
That's true.
And every chief marketing officer, head of marketing, VP marketing may have started off specializing in something, but at some point or the other, they would have had to learn every other aspect of marketing. So don't
Yeah.
so don't just continue down one path and you know get too deep into that, because AI is going to solve that problem for you.
Wow.
What AI can
Nice.
solve is a breadth of problems. So
True. True. Can't agree more on this, Kunal. At this time, being you knowing a lot of other things is very very important than just knowing one thing, because as you said, technology is there, AI is there, probably it might replace your one quality, but if you are a generalist, you will figure out a lot of other things for yourself and for your businesses. Yeah.
exactly, and as I said, even if there was no threat from AI, it is also to move further up in your career. it's always better to know more than one thing,
True.
right? It's great to be great at two things, but be good at five other things.
Five other things. Superb, superb. So I always advise my team, especially those who are doing an internship with me, that go and explore every other field. After this internship, go and try something else. Do content writing, do video editing, do something very irrelevant, like which is probably you're not even thinking aligning to your career, but everything is going to be relevant for your growth and career. Amazing, Kunal. I think we had an incredible conversation and so many topics we have covered in this half an hour of time. It was amazing talking to you, Kunal.
And thank you, Devleena. Thank you for having me here and giving me a platform to, just share my journey, share my thoughts, and
Superb.
I'm hoping to see a lot more of these talks.
Let us know in the comment section which part of the video you loved the most. हम ऐसे ही इंडिया के टॉप बिजनेस ब्रांड्स आपके साथ शेयर करते रहते हैं. If you like our effort, we would appreciate you by liking and sharing it, and please do not forget to subscribe to it. That's all for today. I'm Devleena Neogi, signing off until next time.